Do you have times when you feel worthless? Why do you think that is, and what do you think you can do about it? Well, there are two sides to this, the internal and the external. Looking inside for a moment, it all stems from one thing: comparison. Now that's a bold statement, but if we look more closely at what you're comparing yourself with, then it starts to become clearer. If you're comparing yourself to others, then your perception of the gap between where they are and where you are is the thing that you allow to devalue your own sense of worth, which really is a manifestation of the internal cue of your expectations of yourself at this stage of life, and not what they are actually doing externally. Let that sink in for a moment. The problem is your expectations of where you are in life right now. But where did these expectations come from? Interestingly, we inherit the majority of our beliefs from external sources, like our parents, friends, school, work, and so on, and then adopt them as defaults against which we measure ourselves. But consider this: what if those beliefs we have been taught are flawed? What if they're wrong? And your situation today is simply an extension of where you were yesterday, and not some expectation of where you could be had you done something differently at some stage in your past, according to somebody else's opinion. You are where you are today because of the choices you made to get here. Now, I'm not saying that to reprimand you, it's just a fact. There's no judgments here. It's a judgment-free zone, since judgment is essentially measurement versus an expectation, and we're not into that. So, accept where you are today and who you are today as just who you need to be. Learn from your past and decide anew what you will do tomorrow. You get to choose how your life goes from this moment forwards. You get to write the script. So, you get to make different choices if you want to. You get to decide if you want to accept other people's beliefs in what you should be doing or should be like. And you get to decide who you are and who you will become. And when you choose yourself, your self-worth will go through the roof. You are enough. Remember that and say it to yourself as an affirmation each morning. I am enough, and stop delegating responsibility to others, either through external comparison or unchecked adopted beliefs. Got that? Good. Now, let me know in the comments one expectation or comparison you fall prey to on a regular basis. And if you like this style of video, give it a thumbs up so YouTube can show you more videos like this. The bad news is you don't have control over external sources, but the good news is that you do have control how you respond to them. Remember rule 2? This area can nudge into toxicity and abuse, which can be something mild like a parent, a friend or colleague constantly reminding you how you should be, which makes you feel bad, through to genuine abuse, mental, emotional or physical, and devaluation of you as a person. Now, I said makes you feel bad there, and this is the first big thing to get a hold of. In reality, nothing makes you feel bad or do anything. You have a subconscious program that responds to the stimulus in this way. It may have been a defense mechanism from childhood or a conditioned response from being scolded at home or school. Your parents or superiors expected to see remorse, so your response became a conditioned sadness. Now, I'm not saying you laugh at everything, and definitely not when you have done something you regret, but I am saying that you get to draw the line and choose to respond to the external stimulus. As I've said many times before, thoughts lead to feelings, lead to actions, lead to results. The whole process is kick-started with an emotion, an instantaneous response, which then evokes thoughts which trigger longer-lasting feelings. This is an activation process of your subconscious patterns or habits that lead to these feelings of worthlessness. However, you can interrupt the thought or feeling cycle and break the destructive thoughts. This is the point where you get to, as an adult with all the rights in the world, say to the other person that they have crossed the line and are being offensive. Just be polite and firm. No need to try to outdo them in retaliation, even though it might feel like a good idea at the time. Something along the lines of, "You've overstepped the mark and I won't be spoken to like that." Or, "When you've calmed down, please come back and we can speak about it rationally." Sometimes people overstep the mark occasionally, and you can fix this easily with simple comments like this. and clearly setting your own boundaries for what you accept and don't accept. However, if they go further with demeaning comments, persistent abuse, harassment, or even physical harm, seek immediate help from the authorities, your doctor, or one of the many support services or charities that exist to help these situations. You should seek help if you're suffering from any person or environment that persistently erodes your sense of self, your boundaries, your freedom, and even your free will. External support helps in so many ways, and you will be helped by professionals to get you through the problem. To summarize, the key thing in dealing with fully external situations is boundaries. Set them and stick to them. Decide how you will respond if they are crossed and create your own space for you to flourish. And if it's bordering into trauma, abuse, bullying, or harassment, please reach out to professionals for support. And if you'd like some ideas for coping mechanisms that you can adopt to help support these drivers, click on one of these 2 links on the screen for more help. And remember, dream, dare, rise.